Did you know that this didn't start out as something to chew at all? That's right. The gum that millions of people pop in their mouth every single day. The gum that little kids blow into big pink bubbles. The same stuff you and I chewed as children. It wasn't invented to be a treat. It wasn't invented to be candy. It started its life as an attempt to make rubber. Rubber, as in tires. Stick with me, because this one is a wild ride. So, how does a failed batch of rubber end up as the gum in your pocket? And here is the bigger question, the one nobody stops to ask. Who was the very first person to look at a tree, watch it ooze sticky sap, and think to themselves, yeah, I'm going to put that in my mouth? Here is what surprised even me. People have been chewing gum for a very, very long time. Not 50 years, not 100, try 9,000 years. Long before phones, before cars, before writing itself, humans were already chewing. Up in ancient Europe, people chewed lumps of birch-bark tar. And across the ocean, the ancient Maya and the Aztecs chewed something called chicle, the sap of a tree, to freshen their breath and take the edge off their hunger. The Aztecs even had rules about it. Chewing gum in public for a grown woman or a man? Frowned upon. So chewing is ancient, but the gum in your pocket, the branded, bubble-blowing kind, that is a much stranger, much more recent story. And it starts, of all places, with a defeated general. Now, the first person to try and sell chewing gum in America went with tree sap too. Spruce sap up in Maine in the 1840s. And honestly, it wasn't great. Brittle, a little bitter. It didn't take the world by storm. The real story starts about 20 years later, and it starts with a name you might know from the history books. In the year 1869, an exiled general was living on Staten Island, New York. His name was Antonio López de Santa Anna. Yes, that Santa Anna, the very same general from the Battle of the Alamo. Defeated, out of power, and looking for a way to make his fortune back. And he had a plan. He had brought with him a big supply of that same tree sap the Maya once chewed, chicle. But Santa Anna wasn't thinking about chewing. He was thinking about rubber. Rubber was booming, and he was convinced this chicle could be turned into a cheap version of it, for tires, for toys, for boots. So he handed it to a local inventor named Thomas Adams, and Adams tried. For 2 whole years, he tried to turn that chicle into rubber, and it flopped completely. He was left with a giant pile of useless, gummy sap. And that is when it happened. Now, the history books argue a little about exactly how. Some say he popped a piece in his mouth on a whim. Others say he got the idea after hearing about a shop selling wax to chew. But however it happened, Thomas Adams looked at that failed rubber and thought, what if people just chewed it? He boiled it down, rolled it into little pieces, put them in a local drugstore, and they sold out in hours. By 1871, he had a machine making it. Then a man named William Wrigley Jr. came along and turned it into the empire you know today. Juicy fruit, spearmint, all of it. Oh, and one more little twist. Adams's company built America's very first vending machines, just to sell the stuff. So here is the punchline. Nobody really invented chewing gum. We had been chewing for 9,000 years. But the modern gum, the kind you know, nobody set out to make it. It was an accident. The one man who was desperately trying not to make gum, trying to make rubber, is the man who accidentally gave it to the world. And I love that, because it means the most ordinary little thing, the piece of gum in your bag right now, is really a 9,000-year-old habit wrapped around one man's beautiful failure. You are not just chewing gum. You are chewing history. Oh, and one last thing. That chicle, the actual tree sap, it is mostly gone now. We overharvested the trees, and by around 1980, we swapped it out for synthetics. So the gum you are chewing today probably isn't tree sap at all. It is closer to a cousin of plastic. Same 9,000-year-old habit, brand new recipe. Real questions, real answers. I'm Frenchie, and if you want to see more videos like this, please share and hit the like button. I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to subscribe.